Welcome back, everyone. Tuesday night, live from Redhook. We are here at the Function House in Brooklyn. And tonight, we are welcoming to the decks, to the house, the one and only DJ Fiinest.
Thank you guys for having me.
What's up, man?
Nothing, man. A little nervous, but we'll get through it.
You're going to do fine.
He's ready, this kid.
Yeah.
This kid
Hair's on point.
Hair is like every piece of hair is combed perfectly.
He came in here like a silent killer, right to the deck, started cutting.
That's crazy because in my freshman year, my English teacher was like, "You're meticulous with your hair," and that word "meticulous" always stuck with me. It was a vocab word.
You should have been DJ Meticulous.
DJ Meticulous.
DJ Meticulous, bro.
Too late for it.
Nah, but Fiinest, I think, is probably on par with that.
Well, the way I came up with Fiinest was in middle school. Before that, I called myself DJ Little Man. But as we know now from Jersey, there's a big DJ called DJ Little Man, so I try to stay away from that.
Yep.
And I was like, I need to come up with a new name. So I was on Xbox Live one time, was playing video games, and I saw the gamer tag, NJ Fiinest. So I was like, yo, that has a ring to it, New Jersey's finest. So
yeah, bro.
I added the second I because DJ Slink, the Jersey Club DJ.
Yep.
So that's why Fiinest is two eyes, and that's how I came up with it.
So you're born and raised in New Jersey?
No. I was born in Colombia. I actually came here at the age of 2. So I think that takes that played
You
a
came
big.
by yourself?
No, I came with my family, of course. My mother and my sister, they're actually watching. Shout out to them. But I think coming here at the young age helped me learn 2 cultures at the same time.
Yep.
And that's why I think, my music library is so big because waking up every Sunday morning, my mom would be playing, Spanish music all the time. And then I would go to school and I'll hang out with my white friends, my black friends, my Indian friends, and they'll show me their music.
Yep.
So I think that played a really big role in my career now, the diversity.
What part of Jersey did you guys go to?
Edison.
Edison.
Edison,
And
yeah.
you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. Been 2001 we came here, so 17 years.
Wow.
So what was it that made you get into the music industry?
Like I said, it all started at a very young age. My first CD was 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying, with the curse words and all that. My mother didn't even know because she didn't speak English, so she didn't know, the curse words. So, little 5th grader with a CD player in his big, puffy jacket, listening to 50 Cent, Menu Man, Get Rich or Die Trying. And then, of course, MTV videos were big at the time.
Yeah.
So I would always watch those as I was getting ready for school.
Yep.
So I think, that's like a little bit of what started with the music. And then to furthermore, my sisters were 9 years apart. So when I was in elementary school, she was in high school. So she was like, on the LimeWire, on the AIM, on the Messenger. And I saw that, so I started downloading my own music. And then, of course, MySpace came around. And back to the Jersey Club was huge. So if you were the cool kid if you had all the Jersey Club music. So 5th grade, my sister got me an iPod Nano, a little 4 gig. And all the Jersey Club went in there, and then, middle school, and then I got to high school, and then everything switched.
So who was that DJ that you saw that you said, damn, I want to do this?
That's a really good question. I would have to say DJ Yanni, Master of the Mix. That was on at the time, VH1.
Yep.
And his fucking chirps. I was like, I need to learn that. I need to see that. DJ City was putting out a lot of content at the time. They were doing the bedroom sessions. I was watching those all the time. With Live from New York, Live from Chicago, all that. Also, I was watching all those. So when I saw the turntablism, I was like, that's what I need to learn, and that's what will get me respect. Because if an older person saw a younger DJ on a controller, they'll be like, oh, you're a fucking scrub. You're on a controller, and I never wanted that. So I was like, I gotta save it for a turntable.
You had to be like an OG.
I have to get respect, especially because of my age.
How old are you?
I am 22 years old. I turned 22 2 days ago.
Oh, happy birthday,
22
man.
and 2 days old.
22 years old.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, you got your whole life.
You're
and
just
DJ
getting started.
career
I'm just
ahead
getting
of you.
started, and I feel old as fuck, man. Just the late nights and everything.
So you started at what age? 16, 17?
Okay, so I started interested in DJ was
And wait, not to cut you off. Everybody knows that August is the month for new up-and-coming DJs. So 22 years old, we have a new up-and-comer, and he's making some noise.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful. Like when you sent me that text, I was like, I want the last day.
You got the call
I
from
want the last
Vitale.
day. I want the last day, but thank you to the All Yeah battle because that's where you're able to see me.
Oh, yeah.
And you were like, I want to see more, so I made more for you guys. But back to what we were saying about when I started DJing. So, like I said, I was interested in middle school. Middle school, I got to DJ my 8th grade dance with 2 iPods because my teacher the English teacher was a DJ, so I was like, listen, I'm into DJing. Please let me DJ the 8th grade dance. And I did it with 2 iPods, no transitions or whatever, just all Jersey Club. But then everything started, I want to say, like the summer going into my freshman year. I was at a fundraiser, and I saw the DJ there, so I'm like, hey, listen, I'm about to be a freshman in high school. I'm really like, I love this DJ thing. Like, you have any tips? He was like, I got something better for you. We're actually starting teen nights down the street, and add me on Facebook, and I want to bring you along. You could promote or whatever. And freshman year, we started promoting teen nights at this local hookah lounge. And then it started from there. 14, I was doing teen nights. 15, I got my Serato box.
So 14, you started promoting.
14 was like the stepping stone. Like,
But you were like, I gotta get in there.
Yes.
I gotta be DJing.
Yes, and then 15, I got my first my Serato box. 16, I did my first Sweet 16. Got my MacBook Pro, and then 17 was a whole new chapter, which was when I met Marty Rock.
Marty Rock.
Marty Rock. So, quick story. I wrestled in high school. So, the wrestling season, my senior year, I got to wrestle varsity. When that ended, I started looking for turntables, and I saved up. I finally found one, so I went on Craigslist.
Marty Rock was selling turntables.
No, not yet. Not yet. I went on Craigslist, and I bought one turntable. One turntable was a mirrorless top from an older, like, gentleman, retired guy. I walked into his house, Technics everywhere. MK5, MK2s, M5Gs. It was like DJ heaven. So I'm like, hey, listen, I'm going to do new DJ. This is my first turntable. Can you teach me how to put on the needle? I didn't know shit. So he showed me. He gave me a white label Shure, a little crappy one. I was like, just let me beat it up. He gave it to me. And then after 1 month of practicing, it broke. After one month of practicing, it broke. And I went on Craigslist. I didn't want to buy a new needle. What the fuck's the point of buying a new needle if I'm going to break it again? And then I saw a guy selling his turntables, and I saw the needles on it. So I was like, hey, man, I just want your needles. And he was like, yeah, come through. He lived 10 minutes away, and it was Marty Rock. And at the time, I was wearing my Edison wrestling shirt. So when I walked out the car, the first thing he noticed was the wrestling. And then we made a connection through there because he wrestled. And he was like, oh, I wrestled, who do you know from Edison, the high school I went to? And we clicked right then and there. Yep. And then he invited me into his house to test the needles. We scratched a little bit. He was like, oh, you got potential. I was garbage. And then he was like, oh, listen, you have my number. Let's link up, whenever you want to scratch. And that following week, it was Turntable Tuesdays at the Old Rock and Soul. Fat Fingers was there. Yanni was there.
Yep.
A lot of people I was watching on YouTube were there. And I was like, I love this, And ever since then, me and Marty Rock had a connection. He brought me to the clubs at 17 as his book bag boy, just sneaking in,
Marty Rock, he's the plug.
Yep. And ever since there, 17,
That's
I've been in the
great.
clubs just learning. Because I was 17, and the people in the club were 30-year-olds, 25-year-olds. So there was some music I didn't know that I had to learn, that I had to study, and I had to go do my research. So that's where Marty Rock came in, and then 18, 19, I started getting a couple gigs, learning, and then it was from there.
That's it.
So let's touch on the Oh Yeah battle a little bit, because that's, I mean, we met way before the Oh Yeah battle,
Yeah.
but, you definitely showed a lot of skill in that Oh Yeah battle. What goes into the preparation doing a 10-minute set like that?
A lot, actually, because, there's 2 ways you could look at it. You can either look at it as in try to burn as many songs as you can in 10 minutes, or, take your time, let the crowd enjoy themselves. So I always try to keep that in mind. Like, if I'm playing a song too fast, I want to, let it ride out just a little bit more. But it's all about the organization and the structure, where you start and where you end. And that's the hardest part for me, because I do everything on Ableton. I'm going to say it right there. I do all edits because it's my style. It's the way that helps me, make the groove, the mix better. So I always want to start off with, like, the first song, make sense to the next song, and therefore, on and on. So that's the preparation.
So you want to tell a story?
What do you mean?
I'm saying you want to tell
Yeah,
a story.
yeah,
with
exactly.
your
Music,
story,
yeah.
with your
Yeah,
music,
definitely. I
yeah.
want to tell a story. I just want it to make sense. I don't just want to throw music there. Everyone's like, what the fuck? I want it to make sense.
So when at the battle in New York, you had that crowd with that East Coast killer, right?
Yeah, man, yeah.
What's that feeling like?
It was, first of all, you were at the corner of my eye. Just watching you, like groove to it just fucking made me more nervous. And then, it made me more nervous because, like I said, we met before, and I found out you were OG. So when I saw you there, I was like, shit, and you were judging too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I gave you 5s across the board.
Thank you so much.
So,
It
I know
means
you
a
don't
lot.
get to see those judges' sheets, but
It means a lot,
You're
yeah.
getting some shouts on the thread
You
here.
definitely
best
handled-
DJ out there.
I just want to thank everyone watching. You know, they've been following me through this journey. And I just want to thank you guys again because I feel like after this, another chapter in my career is going to begin.
yeah,
Which I hope so, you know.
yo, you are so young in this business. You just got to stay focused and stay humble, and just
It's
pick a
hard.
lane and stay
Yeah.
in your lane. You
Yeah.
know.
No, and I always stayed in my lane, even with Marty Rock. Like, I never try to cross him. I never try to do him dirty. I always been loyal to him, and he's been loyal to me. And, you know, it's hard in this industry because you could introduce me to a promoter one day, and then the next day I'm fucking texting him, yo, bro, you trying to book me? Like, you know, the promoter's going to go back to you and tell you, like, yo, that kid Fiinest, you know. So I always try to stay in my lane, try to be respectful. You know, thank you, please, you know, whatever it is.
No, I mean, we tell this to all the DJs that come on the show. If you just keep practicing and honing your craft, it's going to come for you. You know what I'm saying? People recognize good things. So as long as you stay true to yourself and you just stay humble and you just keep doing what you're doing, your time comes.
And I totally agree because, you know, when I started uploading, like, Wordplay Wednesday videos on Instagram, people would be like, oh, he's dope. And then I'm sitting in my room like, what the fuck? Like, you know, where are the bookings at, you know? But I kept posting videos, and then I got into battling, which I always wanted to do. So, you know, it was no question. And now I'm making some noise with the All Yeah battle, so shout out to Token Enemy for that.
Yep.
And it was crazy because when I was with them when they started, they used to do it weekly, like 9 DJs weekly, which is really hard. And I would get so upset when I wouldn't win. When I knew I shouldn't have won. Like when there was like an easy card, like not a lot of big DJs. And I was like, yo, like what the fuck, I should have won. Like me and Toke almost fist fought. Like we, in the group chat, we always like go at each other's neck. And I'm like, I should have won. And the New York battle, because they revamped everything with the PV sponsored.
Yep.
And I wasn't gonna do that battle. I really wasn't. I was so upset. I even took their sticker off my laptop, like fuck these guys. But then I went to the New York, and before the New York, I did the QSC battle at Rock and Soul, and I placed third to DJ Remedy, who placed second. He's a DMC champ, and then DJ D-Man took first. So I felt comfortable now. Like, all right, you know, I'm up with these guys, and I placed third in my first battle there. So
Well, I mean, I think what you have to look at is just the fact that you're entering these battles and competing and like setting goals for yourself in terms of like you're doing all this preparation. That speaks a lot about your character as a DJ. You know what I'm saying? Most
Yes.
DJs won't even get to that point because it takes a lot of courage to do that.
they won't even hit the application.
Yeah,
you
so
know.
and
Exactly.
it takes work. I mean, listen, a lot of people that you see on Instagram, you know, they want the fame and the glory, but they don't necessarily want to put in the work. And you have to put in the work.
Yes, and I put in that work all through high school, you know, with the Sweet 16s, the private events.
Are you still doing private events?
Yeah, I'm still doing private events. Actually, like when I started doing private events, I would always invest in new equipment, new lights. It's not cheap, you know. QSCs,
Yeah, bro.
QSC K12s, they run $1,400, you know, a pair. So I was able to save up, and I always invested in
Well, we'll rent them to you for half that price.
I already got them, so. So I was always investing. I always knew, like, you know, one of these days this shit will pay off. This will pay off.
How do you feel about the mobile DJ business?
I think it's great. I think it's a little side money, as I'll call it.
Yeah.
Because you do a wedding, whatever, $1,000, $2,000, whatever it is, whatever your rates are. That's more than you make in the club. And then in New York, you got to wait 30 days to get paid.
If you
know?
get paid.
If you get paid, you know.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on 2 months pay, but whatever. So I try to, like, I call it my hand in the cookie jar. A little bit here, a little bit there. Little clubs on Friday, private event Saturday.
Yeah. No, the versatility is key.
Yeah.
So if you could rock a club and you could rock a private event, that makes you more valuable in the
It's
DJ
great because
world.
you go to a club, do all hip hop, and then the next day you got a 50-year-old, you know, surprise party.
That's
You're
it.
playing 60s swing.
Yeah, exactly. You're playing a little doo-wop.
Yeah, rock and run around still.
Yeah, it's a good
Going
one.
back and forth.
That's
running
good.
around.
Opens up the library. It's
Little
good.
shout, yeah.
Well,
So-
yeah, you're right. 100% right.
So that's why I'm always like grateful for my private events, because I would always give my clients an itinerary, like, hey, please give me a list of music you want, and it'll be like music I never had before, and I would have to download it, and then bam, right in the library.
Yeah, bro. I mean, it's like, you know, private event, $2,000, working in a nightclub, $350.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
It's also the look, though. Everyone has goals. Eventually I want to, be a mega DJ, but that's gonna take time. But when I'm not booked, I got my private event stuff to fall on. So.
Yeah, it's very important.
That's good. Well, as long as you're setting goals for yourself, that's important.
Yeah, this is a goal today, so thank you guys.
Yeah, man. Well, we're excited to hear you play.
I worked really hard. It's been a month preparing for this. A little bit acapellas, a little instrumentals, a little bit of everything. Quick mixing for sure.
All right.
Let's just go out into the feed real quick. So we got some people. Paul Sass says that your spins make him want to rob himself at gunpoint. So shout out to Paul Sass.
That's my brother-in-law.
Shout out to Beat Breaker.
Hey,
He said
Breaker.
we have an up and coming beast on our hands over here.
I'm actually opening up for him this Friday at the Lately.
Yeah, I got to shout out my mom. She's
always on
watches
the
every
feed.
show, and she comments on
Yep.
every show.
Yep.
Shout out my mother, Angie.
That's my mom. My mom too, man. She's my #1 supporter.
Yeah.
Shout out to Celine saying that you're always super focused.
That's my sister-in-law. Hi, Celine.
So yeah, definitely we got a nice little crowd here. So
Yeah, man. We're gonna get to it. We're really happy you're here. The young buck, New Jersey, in the house.
the 22-year-old, bro.
Yeah.
22 in 2 days.
To be 22.
I don't even think we gotta take a break. You ready to go, right?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Let's
All
do
right,
it.
we're gonna walk him on the decks.